let me log on. There we go. So who's out there right now? Oh, that's echoing. So it's a little earlier than I've been doing them because I started doing the maintenance on the equipment yesterday. And so, yeah. So I am done today already. Let me just kind of see what's going on here. So, big topics of the day is that I've got a new MoGuy going out. I do have a new MoGuy, and I pretty much have a new Mo setup. I couldn't find one of those cages that I already have. I wanted to buy another one, so I reached out to everybody. I even got contact with the guy who built all of them, but I don't know, he had to go to the hospital for something, and so he's not going to be working on him, which I totally get. It's fine. So I did manage to find one that somebody was willing to sell, but he was asking way too much, like ridiculously amount. And I said, I bought 2 of those last year with trucks for that same price. And he was like, I hear you. I just don't want to sell anything right now. Metal's really expensive. So if you were to build these, you're looking at, on just material costs, like $4,000. And actually, he didn't say that. I told that to somebody else, who I told that he was trying to sell it to me for way too much. And he told me that it's because metal is so much. So what I have is, I don't know if you remember like this old video that I have, where I have one of those Mo setups, but just the first version. So I still have that. And normally I'd be like, oh, this is great. But the ramp is so heavy that if one person was lifting that up all day, I mean, they could probably get hurt, for real. They would legitimately get hurt. So I can't have my guy doing that. On that, anyway. So I ordered some lift assists. So on my setups, I have those yellow lift assists on all the cage setups. The problem is those lift assists that I have, I got them off Amazon. Like, they break pretty easily. All of mine have broken, but we've because they all broke, when we repaired them, we made them more like industrial. So we haven't had one break in a long time. But the guy that fixed those for me, he just hasn't shown up to work all week. He hasn't even gotten his paycheck, so I'm a little worried about it. I've tried reaching out to him. He won't answer me. At least 3 of the guys that work here tried reaching out to him. He won't answer. I know he has some of his drills here, so I know that he's not like, he didn't leave mad because he would have taken those. So I'm a little concerned, actually. This is a new one for me. Well, no, it's not a new one. I've had a guy leave on me. Remember last year, my guy that just disappeared? But he actually came back this year, and we talked. He explained to me why he left last year the way he did. And he's a good landscaper. So I said, you know what? You can come back, but if you ever do that again. Don't do it again. You'll get fired. So, yeah. But I kind of understand his reasoning. He thought I was really upset and kind of I remember kind of getting upset, but I don't think I like was that mad that he basically thought I wanted him to quit, which is what he said. Um, so anyway, but he's a great landscaper. Um, my thought was when he wanted to come back this year was A, I don't trust you, but B, you do know if you do this again, you're not going to be welcome back here. He understood that. And I thought he's so good that if he is here for a while, because he always showed up on time, he was never late, um, and he would work until the jobs were done. So, I mean, he had a great work ethic. He just literally one day just didn't show up. But I brought him back this year at the beginning of the season. He's been here ever since, and the guys just absolutely love this guy. So we're in a good place with him. I forgot where I was going with that thought, but we do have a new mow setup, and the problem with that truck that I have is, so I got those lift assists from Amazon. Okay, that's where I was going. My mechanic guy that fixed all the lift assists isn't here anymore. Like, I don't know where he is. I'm hoping he's okay, and I hope he just kind of like need to deal with some stuff and he'll be back. That's what I'm hoping. So I ordered those. I'm waiting for those on Monday. But then I ordered some Ballard Ripper mulching blades. And while I was looking at the website, I realized they have lift assist too. And on the description, from the description, those are supposed to be really good. So I ordered a pair. So now I've got 2 lift assist pairs coming. And so on all my truck setups, we only have 1 lift assist on one side of the truck only. You know, they come in sets of 2, but because my gates aren't that heavy, at least I don't think they're that heavy, we've only got 1 on each side and it works great, or 1 on one side and it works great, works perfectly. They did break, and of course the guys were saying it's because you need both of them. And I'm like, no, you don't. These are just really weak. These are sucky lift assists. And anyway, since we've reinforced them inside, we changed the spring or the cord. I don't know what he did. We haven't had a problem since. So now I'm hoping when I get these new ones from Ballard, it's just going to work, hopefully, from the start. And then I've got a full truck setup. We do have a grandstand for this mow guy, but he's so new that he hasn't really used the grandstand. So what I'm doing is I'm giving him a route that he can do with a little mower. But the problem is I don't really want to send him out. I thought I was going to have him go out tomorrow or Sunday, but since that gate is so heavy, I don't really trust that he'll. I think he may get hurt, so I don't want him doing that. So I may wait till we get the lift assist. So he might need more week, or at least a few days. And maybe if he's because he's ready to go. He did a full route this last week. I went with him on Monday. It's been a long time since I went out there, so basically it took me and the new guy just as long as it takes Aaron, whose route it was, to mow that route by himself. And I had a helper, and I still got done in like 11 hours, which is what I think Aaron takes to do that route too. So, but anyway, I was rusty, but I was basically there to see what the new guy would do, and he did great. He did better than I thought he would do. The feedback that I got from his trainer that the last 2.5 weeks was good feedback, but basically he still needs more time. But we didn't have any more time. So I needed to get him ready, and so when we went out, I was really impressed with, sometimes you're loading up the truck, but then you realize you would tell your helper, "Hey, why don't you go back and hit that corner one more time with the trimmer while I'm blowing off the front walkways or whatever." Well, I didn't have to tell him that. While we were loading up, there were times where I saw him grab the trimmer and run somewhere and trim an area and then blow it off really fast and then bring it back while I'm loading up the truck. So once I saw that, I knew that he was ready. And he was doing that throughout the day, but we still finished the whole route. And then, so I told him as we were heading back to the shop, "Hey, I'm not going to go out with you tomorrow. I think you could do this." He's got the app down, the Service Autopilot app down. He got that basically first day training. He was doing it for the Mo guys. So with that, I felt like he's ready to go. So again, the only problem is that damn ramp is so heavy. I don't want him trying to lift that every house. But I do have a grandstand that once he's ready, he can start taking. But in the meantime, I went out and got him a brand new string trimmer, brand new edger, metal edger, a brand new blower, and then I've got backup trimmer that's in good shape, and a backup blower, and I've had a new mower here waiting to set up a truck, so he's already got a 21-inch brand new, he's the first one to use it, mower, and a backup 21-inch mower. So he's going to have two 21-inch mowers and all the setup and everything. So this is cool. Now, before I realized that I had that truck, I know that sounds ridiculous that I forgot I had this truck. And it works. Every time we turn it on, man, it just starts. It's a 2000 Chevy 2500 two-wheel drive. It's really good for mowing and having heavy grandstands on the bed. But the reason why I forgot I had it is because it was supposed to be a garden crew. But we were never. That would have been the fourth garden crew this year. But we could never get that truck stocked with workers because our first garden crew has 4 workers, 3 minimum, but they're at their best when there's 4 because they do the really big jobs. The second garden crew, they do like the monthly maintenance, the ones that are once a month that we go and visit. So there's quite a lot to do still there. And the 4 and 8 hour blocks of brand new customers where they weed for 4 hours or 8 hours. So that crew just does those. Then the third crew does the weekly and every 2-week maintenance on garden beds. And they're pretty busy, but we don't have enough of that kind of work or the other to start a new crew. So that's why that truck has been sitting there this whole year, even though the plan was to get it filled with garden crews, but we couldn't do it. And that's why I forgot that it was there, because it was always meant to be a garden truck this year. So I went out and bought a new, see if I can show you. So I bought a 2007 F-150 long bed, and it's already painted. Oh, that looks horrible. Hold on, let's see it. It's already ready to go. Because I was desperate, I got a new Mo guy, so I had to give him something. I don't know what I was gonna do because I don't have a cage, but I know I needed the truck. So, sorry, I got a notice. So I went out and got it because I thought, well, I got to try and find a cage. I know at least 4 people that have these cages. I'm gonna try and buy one off somebody, but no go. Nobody wanted to sell them. So when nobody wanted to sell them, I reached out to the guy that built them, and he basically couldn't do it. He's got other things going on. So I may still bug him, by the way. And Sorry if the connection's not very good, guys. Because my connection is horrible. I'm gonna refresh. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on with everybody? Who's out there? What's up? So with that new Mo guy, that puts us at 8 Mo trucks. No, sorry, 7. I don't know why I said 8. 7 Mo trucks, and I really think we're gonna need 3 more next year. I really think. What's up, Jamar? What's up, Michael? Haven't seen you on here in a long time, man. Good to see you. What's going on? I went out and mowed this week. I'm still rusty, but I still got it. I feel like I did really good on the grandstand. Willard, what's up? I'm also about to start another route. About 50 accounts off a competitor. That's the best. When they're already ready to go. Just got back from vacation, ready to rock. Nice. Feeling refreshed. So I had to make some big purchases at the home front this year. So I told my wife, we still need to go on vacation because that's really important, but I don't think it's going to be like this big thing. But I think we should still get away somewhere. But I made some big purchases at home. Good to see you too, brother. You never get home early enough. Yeah, it's starting to slow down a little bit. For a little while, we were really busy on Saturdays. But the last couple of weeks, we've been doing first time mows on Friday, and not having to do any on Saturday. So that's been really good. It's really nice to kind of relax on the weekend. We still had sprinkler guys go out today. They did pretty good. They're already done. They just finishing up the job that they were working on yesterday. The sprinklers is a whole nother discussion, probably for another day. But I'm really happy where it's at. But we are in investment mode in sprinklers. Probably like you are with you, Michael, with home cleaning services. I don't know, maybe not, but I feel like we're just dumping money into the sprinklers. But it's not it's not just being wasted though. Like it's not wasted. It's because we're training. You know, we've got one new trainer, so that costs money. The new guys, so we've got basically 3 new guys that we just need to get them as much experience as possible. So even though they're riding with people, and we're gonna have to pay for that, I feel like it's worth it because they're seeing all these things. So that's where the majority of the money is getting spent is on labor, even though they're not actually producing any money. And the trainer, this is all new, but I feel like it's worth it because he takes the guys one on one and shows them certain things every day. So the other expense, so the first one is labor, second one is training, the third one is just buying them all the equipment and tools. So everybody's gets a backpack full of tools, including impact drills, all those things that you think like a real tech who knows everything should have. We're basically giving that to everybody as they start. And it just costs so much, especially when the revenue's not coming in. So we basically have 5 sprinkler techs, but only 2 are producing any revenue. And because they're training, I think they're not doing as many jobs as I would feel like they would normally do if they were just kind of like banging them out on their own. So anyway, that's how sprinklers is going right now. But other than that, everything's great. Left for about a week, came back, and the business is still here. So I'm grateful and excited. That's literally the best feeling, and it's even a better feeling when you're on vacation, knowing things are getting handled. You know what I mean? Like that's just great, dude. Congratulations. That's a big thing. Even when I still leave for a couple days, a week, I'm always feeling blessed that the business is running without me. And even when I'm here, I'm really not here. I'm in the shop, sharpening blades, working on tools, buying equipment. I'm not really with another tech out in the field, and I'm not in the office. Or if I am in the office, I just walk right by. Hopefully, nobody says anything to me because I want to get my stuff done, and everything gets done. So, guys, we're in a good place if you're able to leave, um, and everything still be here. So that's awesome. Yeah. So um, I'm on a mission to find one of those mow truck setups that I have with the ramp and the place to dump grass. Um, there's a guy that I hired, but he's so flaky. He basically no call, no showed twice, and then he decided that landscaping wasn't for him, but he wants to do welding for me. And I told him the idea that we could do the cages, and he's all for it. He even took down the measurements and everything, but then he didn't show up the next day. And then he came to get his check, like, a couple days later. And then he said, "Hey, what about the cages? Are we still going to do that?" And I'm like, "Dude, what are you talking about? We already started that, and you no showed. So if I feel like I'm going to go do that, um, I'll call you." But truthfully, with the price of metal right now, I don't want to take a chance and buy all that metal and then him not show up. You know what I mean? So I've got to kind of wait, and that's kind of like too big of a project for me to try to do on my own. I know that sounds really wimpy, but it's true. I don't want to waste a lot of time doing that. So anyway, so how's everybody doing? Um, do we know? Are we close to the middle of the season yet? When is that? When's the middle? Let's see. April, May, June, July. So August. Okay. October, November. All right, we still got time. We still have time. But guys, this year has been the best mowing season I've ever had. Um, with the one man crews going out there, everybody on a grandstand. So this is also the first year I've ever had where customers aren't canceling because the guys are tearing up the lawn with the grandstand. Now, I can't lie. I do have some customers that did cancel because they would rather us use a little mower, but they haven't complained that they're doing ruts, they're cutting it too short, they're making, like, messing up the yard. I haven't had those complaints because all my guys have been here last year, um, and they all know how to use the grandstand. Aaron learned how to use it this year, but he's been around it enough that he picked it up really easily. Um, so, so things are going really good with the mowing. Sprinklers really good. We have had to use the insurance last week, general liability insurance. We fixed a a drip hose, the big brown one, and the adapter that we use to connect the splice didn't hold, and basically flooded a basement. So I went out there, looked at it. Even though I didn't find like hard evidence that was us, or I know it must have been us, but I didn't find any hard evidence of like sogginess in the garden bed, which you would think that would be caused that would happen if there was a big flood in a basement. But when we turned the water on, we could see that the hose went out far, like kind of like a rainbow kind of thing, stream that was like just solid, and I could see that going straight into the window. So, did I get mad at my new tech? No, I didn't, because I don't think on that particular instance we trained him. Like we didn't sign him off on drip line, and so even though the connection he did should have held. It didn't. So, but I don't know. But no, I didn't get mad at him. In fact, we showed him multiple ways to connect it the next day. Once we found out that this was a problem, we had all the techs huddle around, and we talked about the different options that we could do to connect a splice drip hose. So that's another thing. I don't know if some of you have seen my training course out there for sprinklers. It's actually really helpful. Every morning we do a few things that we try to make the train new guys try and fix, and it's great. Even wiring, um, it's something I definitely recommend you do if you do have a sprinkler division. But anyway, sprinklers are doing good, but it is definitely my pain point this year. We get more complaints out of there, mainly because of how long it takes for us to get there. That's the biggest complaint, but that's enough to keep me up at night, because the angry emails and all that stuff. It's a good problem to have. I've been told, people are saying that's a good problem to have, but I don't like it. I want to fix it, and the only way to do that is to hurry up and get some new techs trained. I also have like an old employee. I don't want. I don't want to go into that. Don't want to go into that. Anyway, um, dude, it has been super hot out here. How about you? The funny thing is, like, usually when it's really hot outside, like really hot, like high 90s or more, the grass doesn't grow, but the grass is growing so thick right now. I can't believe it. So I had to buy a new set of blades for every mower this week because I can't keep up with sharpening the blades. You know. Um, so for sure the blades will last for 2 days, and if that's the case, that's about 30 lawns. Oh, that's a good question. I actually wanted to ask you guys, how many lawns do you guys think is a good number to sharpen the blades at? Um, 15, 20, 30, 40, or 50? 50 cuts, 50 houses, I should say. Sometimes we don't use the grandstand on every single house, but I still count it that way, right? So like, if a Mo guy has 15 houses on Monday and 15 on Tuesday, he needs a new set of blades on Wednesday. You know, so I'm looking at about 30. But sometimes there's a guy that some of the guys have 20 lawns in a day, and it's probably a good idea to give them new blades the next day. So, so that's been a problem for you down here, that it's been so hot. Oh yeah, you were telling me that it was really hot. Um, let's see what else. So a new truck. So I got a new truck this week. New Mo setup. New Mo guy ready to go. He's out of training. So basically, he trained for 3 weeks, if you really want to look at it that way. And back in the day, like last year at the beginning of the season, I would have said it takes a guy about 6 weeks to be ready to go. And I still think that may be the case. But of course, and that's a brand new person who never even started a mower in his life, probably. The guy that I just hired had some experience. He worked for his cousin's lawn care business, but they never used the grandstand, and they bagged every house with the little mower. Um, so he had some experience, but he didn't work there very long. Um, but in 3 weeks, I think he's good. He did his own route. Thursday, he was by himself completely. Oh, he's by himself completely Wednesday and Thursday. And holy crap, Tuesday too. So he went out on his own Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But Tuesday, I took off quite a bit. You know, it was somebody else's route, and I took off quite a bit so he would be successful and get the jobs done. But then Wednesday and Thursday, I only took off a couple. And I think he would have gotten done. He would have got Thursdays done for sure, but I gave him two. So he's with a little push mower, and the two that I took off him were over 8,000 square feet. And I figure, you know what? He's got a full route. I'm going to give these to somebody else. And it all worked out. We have thick grass and thinner blades that come with the electric mowers, so every day. I see. What's up, Lawnscapes? That's right, use the electric stuff. By the way, Jarmar, do you know Quiet Lawn? Have you seen that YouTube channel? That's Michael, and I think he's still on here, maybe. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have ever connected, but Michael's doing some really cool things with electric, including all his mow guys have Prius. From what I understand, everything's electric, including his fertilizer setup. So I love how quiet everything is with electric. Yes, Michael is a legend. Nice. Awesome. Sorry, I got a mow guy talking to me. Hey, what's up? No, cerrado, por favor. All right. Okay, lo vemos lunes. Bye. All right. Everything but the vehicles. Yeah. So, for now, just working on Street Sweeper in the heat. That's right. He's one of the main reasons you started. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's something there. Definitely something there. You guys are going to be ahead of it once it really kicks off. I'm just not ready yet. I think like I said last year at the beginning of this. Okay, the year before last, when the season ended, so 2020, when the season ended, I wanted to make a push for for battery-powered trimmers on all the trucks, because I had a couple guys that were actually didn't want to mow anymore. They were really good, but they would get hurt trying to pull that damn cord all day long. It was hurting their shoulder. And I thought, damn it, if they just used battery powered trimmers, they'd be fine. They'd just squeeze the trigger and they're good to go. So I went to my mechanic place, and it was gonna cost like $1,600 just for the charger on the trucks, because I wanted them to be really nice. You know, I didn't want them to just throw them in the back or under the seat. I wanted them to be like placed nice, look professional, so I can, you know, everybody would take it serious. You know what I mean? That was my thought. So because I wanted to go that route, it's going to be really expensive, and then I had to get all the batteries, right? I mean, I'm new with battery stuff, and I would have assumed that I would need at least 3 batteries for every trimmer, right? So I would need like 6 battery chargers. That's what I wanted to do back in 2020. At the end of 2020 for 2021. So that was kind of what I was trying to do. I thought that was really expensive, but I was like, you know what? I might make a push to do this. But then an offer came in for me to buy another company that was almost at $1 million. I couldn't pass that up. So when I did that, I got all their trimmers. So next thing you know, I have like 30 string trimmers. So I figure, well, I've already got the trimmers. I'm not going to do that this year. And because of the way that we've been using them, plus the new setups, because every truck had 2 pretty good trimmers last year, I only had to buy one new trimmer every truck, and it's been working great. So my idea on the trimmers has kind of like gone away. So that's where I'm at with that. The electric fertilizer spreader we got this year is pretty awesome. You should get one when you're able to start treating again. Yeah, I probably should. That was one of my pain points when I had my spray set up. That, what was it, the D30? Would just, I don't know. Like, is it one of those things where it just works? I did have an electric starter on my D30, but the actual engine was not battery powered. So I definitely want to look into that. We have a guy in our neighborhood that mows with a Ryobi zero turn Ego handheld lawn. His enclosed trailer is cool charging setup. Yeah, no, I definitely know there's going to be something big about battery powered equipment. But then what's going to happen when we get another kind of like battery shortage? You know what I mean? At least with the gas, I will tell you, this year with the advantage that I have on gas is that it's so damn expensive that a lot of new guys that were starting to go into the business this year, start their own lawn care business, aren't doing it. Because it's so expensive, the gas is. And I guess you could say the same with the battery. And that still does lower your competition. But, there aren't that many people doing electric. So, I don't know. I'm one of the weird guys that's kind of happy that the gas is so expensive. I don't know. I'm probably going to get a bunch of hate text on that one. But with the cost of fuel, you can use that as a benefit for your employees. So all my office staff, they have an allowance to use for gas. That's like a perk that I give them. Gas costs so much that, again, a lot of people that aren't priced right are getting pummeled with the cost of gas, with the cost of equipment. That's another thing. I'm kind of like one of those weird guys that's happy the equipment's gone up too, because it's all keeping competition more balanced than it's ever been. There have been years where I'm like at a red light and I see a lawn care truck at every red light. Whereas this year, I'm not seeing that, And I think it's because of how hard it is to get trucks, how hard it is to find equipment, and gas being so high. So I've seen the same thing. We're picking up a lot of customers here lately. I think gas prices are running a lot of the low ballers off. I agree. And that's kind of a good thing. So it makes things just kind of like, this business is so easy to get into, but because everything is starting to get so expensive, it's starting to be like a normal business where you've got to make a heavy investment to get into it. And hopefully it goes, the equipment is easier to find, because that is a struggle. I needed a grandstand at the beginning of the season. I needed 2 of them, and it took so long to get one of them. So that's not fun. But can you imagine a new person trying to get needs a new grandstand, and he has to wait 3 months to get it? I mean, he's going to lose his customers, or he's not going to be able to take on new customers. So I see that happening too. So anyway, at the beginning of this season, I know I'm going off topic here a little bit, but at the beginning of this, at the start of the year, we've raised our prices, right? We raised our prices quite a bit, because partly over the years, my prices weren't right. I know I've said that 50% of them, I was kind of okay with the price not being right, just because I wanted to see how much we could actually handle. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous, and that's fine, but I really do think there's something there for everybody. If your prices are wrong, it's fine. build that route up to where you've got, 400, 500 accounts, just to see what it is you guys can handle. Like, what can you handle? So that was one of the reasons why I was okay with, with everybody saying yes, yes, mow my lawn, because we were just stacking those trucks up, man. And then at the end of last year, I knew, well, actually the middle of last year, I knew that we needed to do something. Quality was getting kind of bad, trying to keep up with all those lawns every day. And then on top of that, looking at numbers like the real way, what does it cost to run everything with, and to make sure that you have a profit at the end of the year or at the end of each job. We weren't priced right for that either. So what we did was we put everybody at the right price so that we can pay for our equipment, pay for our employees, and make a profit, which is what a business is supposed to do. And we did that with every single customer, even the customers that have been with us since day one. Like, we were like, I'm sorry, everybody has to be on these new prices or we cannot mow your lawn. So every single person is priced the way it's supposed to be. Now, we do have a few customers that I'm doing some, free work for, just because, for whatever reason, me helping out somebody, doing something nice. So there are some, but the employees, the workers, they don't know who those are, because we still pay for budget hours. They're still getting paid to mow that lawn, and it's just free, but they just don't know that. So anyway, once we raised our prices, we lost a ton of customers. Okay, but the thing is, we told them last July that we're raising the prices next year. So we didn't do like what Mike Andy says to charge, raise the prices now. Now, if you have 20 to 50 to 100 lawns and you're by yourself, raise them immediately. Raise them for sure, raise them up. Because that's your money, and you're the only one there. I had a ton of employees, and I just wanted to keep everybody happy because I knew I needed them next year and the rest of the season. And we were fine. We were still paying everything. We were just not making as high of a profit that we're making this year. So again, I just kind of want to see what we can handle. And then when I realized, these guys can't be mowing, how many lawns is it? 120 lawns a week? Every crew? That's too much. It's too many. If we're going to go with one-man crews, we need to be priced right. And I know the quality is going to be much better when they have 15 lawns a day, and it's worked out so good. Saludos de Houston. What's up, Robert? So when we raised our prices, we lost a ton of customers. I don't know the exact number, but it was a lot. So last year, with 5 mow crews, we were mowing at least 100 lawns every day. When the season started this year, there were days where we were at 65, 67 lawns a day. We are now at about 100 lawns a day. So we've made up what we lost last year, and all customers are on our new price. It's not even a thing. It's like beautiful. Guys, it feels so good to have the right prices. So make sure, eventually you got to do it. But if you do have a strategy to just push your workers, not your workers, but push to see what your workers can handle, that's one thing. But once you figure that out, then you need to raise your prices and get back to that point, With us, it's about 15, 20 lawns a day for each truck with one-man crews. And now that we have that formula, we know what they can do. There's an expectation there. That's what we try and get. And we're back there, whereas the beginning of the season we weren't, and we're there now. So it's awesome. It's awesome. And now we know what we can handle. That's the thing. Like going forward from year after year, it's like, you know what? Each mow guy, they should be at about 60 lawns a day. Every mow guy. And that's mowing's been great. And the calls on those for complaints are so low too. You know, we had a guy call the other day, which kind of reminds me, I need to. Anyway, I'll fix it. We had a guy call who had been. He has been mowing his lawn. He says every week. Okay. And he didn't know that we were mowing every week too. So he said he thinks that we were mowing it the day after he cut it. So he's like, I don't even know why you guys were mowing if I cut it the day before. And so we've been mowing it all year, he says, and which we have, but so has he. And he says that even though we have an email that says that he, you know, at the end of last year, he said, hey, put me on the list for next year, mow my lawn next year. And we did. And we've sent him emails with the new price. You know, it's not like we just show up. I mean, we do send emails. And if we mow for at least this whole time, I mean, if we mow for a couple of weeks and you don't say anything, we assume that, and we're charging your card, and you assume that you're okay, especially when you sent us an email saying put us on the list for next year. So anyway, we asked him, he wanted a full refund for the 3 months that we've been mowing, which came out to like $500, something like that, you know. He says that he wanted, you know, and we're like, do you really think that's fair? Being that we've been charging your card, you sent us an email, and we've been mowing, and this is a point that Rachel mentioned, and we've been edging every week. You haven't noticed that your lawn has been edged every week? And he's like, you know, I actually have, but I didn't. I thought that it just wasn't growing over. So, and he hasn't been edging his own lawn. So he said, if you did half, he would be happy. So I thought we haven't had any real complaints in mowing this year. So we'll take that. So we did give him half his check, or half the refund. But anyway, other than that, there hasn't been anything. We did kind of change our mowing policy recently, and I think this is something that maybe you guys should too. So in the past, if we get to a lawn and it's really like short, kind of like because it's not getting enough water, that we will skip it. And we'll tell them, you know, we'll just skip it and then we'll go to the next one. Well, this year, unless it's dry to the bone, we don't skip it. We mow it every time, even if it's short. And we tell customers that. We say, look, you're hiring us to mow the lawn, so we're going to mow it. We're not going to leave it up to our mow guys to decide if you need it that week or not. And that's been really good too. So now when lawns are dead, we do skip that, and we tell the customers, hey, you need to get your water checked. We do have a sprinkler division that we can kind of set and do a diagnostic for $79 for you to figure out what's wrong. And we get a bunch of people that say, yeah, go ahead and do that. But we do skip those. But we don't skip the ones that are green, but they're just really short because they're not getting enough water. Because we got to pay our guys, right? They showed up to that house, so I need to pay them for that time. And it's not the mow guy's decision whether or not this mow customer wants it cut or not. So if they hired us, we're a mow company, right? Like, we're there to mow the lawn, so we're gonna mow it. So that's kind of like something we've changed from the past, where before we would let them know, hey, we're not mowing it today because it looks pretty short. The thing is, we got a lot of guys that they just get to a job, they're just mowing the lawn, they start edging, they jump out of the truck, they edge and mow and trim, and they don't think about it. And you know what? They shouldn't have to think about it. They should just mow like what they're doing. Get out there, be as efficient as possible, get started, and go. So that's kind of something we've changed this year, and it's going really great. Are there any policies you guys have changed this year? Something that you've done differently that is useful that maybe we can all talk about, because I'm constantly changing things, and I think I mentioned a lot of those things here. I'm debating whether or not to get another crew going now or wait and see with recession looming. People are always going to need their lawn mowed. We've even had people mowing their own lawn this year, but because their mower is taking forever to get fixed, they have us go back, and we've just been mowing their lawns again. So we're never going to live in times of The Walking Dead where nobody cares about their lawn because the world is going to hell. People are going to be prideful of their lawns. They're going to want it to look good no matter what, recession or no recession. We're in a business where work will never end. Do you guys happen to know this one statistic? It's kind of interesting. And I don't remember where I read it, but I think you can find it if you Google it. The number one labor that people pay for in the whole world, the most money that people pay for somebody to do is weeding. Collectively, the globe, everybody on the planet, pays more money to have somebody weed their property than any other labor in the world. So, I don't think a recession is going to stop us. But, you could tell yourself that so you don't have to start another crew. But if you need another crew, you might as well get it ready. Maybe not the employees, maybe not hire somebody to go out there and do it, but definitely get your truck ready, get your equipment ready, because if you're thinking you're going to need that, you might as well need it. So like right now, I hired a new crew, a new guy. I've got his setup. I've got a truck, although that's something I could probably find another one. But if I give him the grandstand, I'm going to need another one. So we have a backup, because right now the one grandstand is a backup. It's brand new. So I've got to figure out who's going to get the brand new mower. I already think I know who's going to get it, and then I'm going to recycle a really used one to this new guy, because I think that's fair. But I need another grandstand. So if we need another crew, we're ready. So because next year, I'm going to need 3 new crews. I know it. Based on how many we've gotten this year, we're going to need 3 new mow crews next year. So I'm going to be ready for that. Jamar, well, I didn't know that. We do quite a bit of weeding. Yeah, we do too. But also, I think that's in the same industry, right? It's like weeding could be classified as weeding, because Europe calls lawns gardens. So anyway, I just feel like there's always going to be a need for mowing lawns, like always. So I wouldn't let any thought of recession. Now, do I think here's what I think would be something that the recession would cause, and that is like big projects, right? Like ripping out a yard, putting in a new one, or doing like a big paver or hardscape project, pool, or a full install of a yard. I think those things would be affected by a recession at the very beginning. But once people get settled in and they start figuring out, ways to get paid. I mean, there's so many ways to get paid nowadays. It's crazy. I don't see that. I mean, unless somebody magically made all the money in the world disappear, I don't see it ever getting so bad that people aren't going to have their lawns mowed. I mean, even when we had the recession, not recession, the COVID, when COVID hit and everybody was scared out of their minds, we were spraying, FedEx boxes and all the handles on the cars and stuff. We were scared to death to go out. We were still busy as can be. Still busy. But we did have a lot of projects that were accepted the year before for the new year, like big $50,000 projects. Those people canceled. And then they came back, 2 or 3 months later saying, let's go again. So anyway, hopefully I'm not beating that too much, but I think we're going to be fine. We're in an industry that's, what did they call that in COVID, where it's like necessity or something? We're that. And I know there was a state like Minnesota that 2 mow guys couldn't be together, and they couldn't mow lawns. And it's possible that the governor even said, like, nobody on anybody's property, even if it was one person. If something like that were to happen across the whole country, I think that'd be bad. But if you've got one-man setups, I think you're fine. Like, because could COVID come back stronger and harder than ever? Probably. I'm more worried about that than a recession. I'm more worried about governors saying you can't go on anybody's property than a recession, because people are going to do it. Essential. Thank you, Lawnscapes. Oh, Michigan did that? Minnesota did something too. I know that because I follow Brian Ring's Facebook, and he did a funny post where a bunch of people were at Walmart shopping, but one mow guy wasn't allowed to be on a property by himself. And I don't know if it was one mow guy, maybe it's 2. Maybe that was the issue. But if you got one-man setups, we should be fine going forward. If you know you need 3 next season, when you start prepping or buying stuff, I'm trying to buy it now. So the mowers, I'm holding off a little tiny bit because I know I don't need 3 grandstands right now, but I do need them before spring. And I don't want to buy them in the spring because if last year it took me 3 months to get 2 mowers, this year, and I don't want to go through that again, so I know better now. And so my first step right now is to try and find somebody to build me 3 cages. 3 mow setups. So I'm doing that now, and what have I done so far? I reached out to the guy that built them, all in this area, in basically northern Utah. Actually, I know there's some even South Utah. Brent, if you're on, yours was built by this guy too. And I reached out to him, and I'm still not done trying to bug him. I'm going to try and bug him to figure out a way to either have him help me with the schematics of things on what sizes of metal we're going to need, and maybe he has the diagram. I'm sure he does. He's built, I'm just off the top of my head, 30. So that is my step to get things going now. Howard, good morning. At least I think that's what GM means, or garden maintenance. That's what we call it here. Anyway, so yeah, if I know I need 3, I need to do it now. Um, I'm also trying to plan for snow plows right now because I need 3 new snow plows for 3 trucks that don't have any. So that will put us at 8 snow plows this year. And if I can get 5 commercial properties on each snow plow, we will be making a good snow year. It will be a great snow year. Howard, yes, didn't see you at Cutler's. What's up? um, yeah, so I got to figure out those cages are the most important thing. So now, because I know I'm going to need 3, I know I'm going to be desperate enough. And not that you have to be desperate to buy these things, but I may buy ramp racks, you know? Um, so, and that may be a good option. That may be a great option. I just love my cage setups that have the grass compartment so you can dump the grass out at the end of the day. I just love that. But if we don't have that, I'm sure we'll be fine. You know, we put some trash cans up there and make it work, right? But that's something I'm looking into. In fact, I on my phone, I looked it up. How many of you guys have ramp racks? And do you love them? And if you have a ramp rack, have you seen my setups? How do you think they compare? I really need to know because I need to have 3 of them next year. And every year I'm waiting, prices are going to go up, you know? So I'm going to see if I can find it really fast. I think last I checked, they were like $4,000. Rack. Damn. Ramp. Rack. I keep doing .com, and I guess there's no .com for that. The ramp rack. That's what it is. One. I got the Dolly Atoro ramp. Should have paid for the coating. I couldn't afford it. Hey, are you selling it? Hey, if you're going to sell that, if you have a cage or some kind of setup with a ramp for the truck, please let me know, and I can talk to you about, buying it if you want. How much are the ramp racks? All right, so I was looking at that. Let me. Oh shit. Okay, let me see here. Products. I'm on the website. Front rack. Okay, so there's a few of them on here. So let me start with there's quite a bit. Specialty truck unit, which is like what I think like a normal ramp rack is. It's $42.95, so $4,295 on their website right now. I'm trying to see all of the pictures, but it only has one picture. But I think it looks like what the normal ramp rack looks like. Specialty truck, made for specialty trucks. So maybe made for the ones with like flatbeds. So that one's $42.95. We've got the front rack. This is the ramp rack with like a rack in the front. $38.95. I'm thinking the problem with these is like, is there room for grass on them? But $38.95, that's not bad. And then let's see. Then we've got the one, the headache rack. I don't know what that means. So that was $3,700. So all in all, they're right around $4,000. There's a standard that's $3,300. 1,500, 3,500 pickup. I want to see if I could find one that's made for a 150 long bed, 8 foot, and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go through the process and maybe talk myself into buying it right here, but we'll see. So we've got, I don't see one. Everything says 1,500, but this one's on a, I'm gonna see if it will do, I don't really care about the window guard. So I'm gonna see if the standard pickup for $3,300. There isn't too much details on that. It's just been added to my cart. So let me go back and see what it says. So the ramp rack 100 system is removable insert that fits 1,500, 3,500 pickups, long bed and short bed. It increases the usable space of your truck bed with its patent protected curved dovetail and ramp. The 100 system allows you to haul up to 2 commercial walk-behinds, stander or zero-turn mowers without the need for pulling a trailer. It is incredibly convenient transport system and makes loading and unloading 1,500 to 3,500 size trucks much easier. The 100 will fit the following trucks: 1,500, 35. And it's pictured with a Chevy long bed, 2,500, I think. But I wonder if it'll do F-150. Anyway, it doesn't seem like there's any weird process. You just add it to cart and you just check out. But I want to see how long it takes to get here. I'm going to try and buy one. Well, I'm not actually going to pay for it yet. View cart. I put 2 in here, so I'm going to take 1 off in case I accidentally buy it. Update cart. Okay, so shipping is $295. And shipping to terminal for pickup is $295 as well. So if I were to buy this right now, it'd be $3,800. It doesn't say anything about how long it would take. I want to buy it right now. The problem is I don't want to buy the wrong one, and I did no research here. So I may need to ask some people because I feel like I need one. Not for this year. I think we're good this year. But for next year. And if it works, great. I'll even go pick it up. I'll even drive to pick it up. Where are these things? Michigan, maybe? What's MD? No, it's definitely not Michigan. MD Smithsburg. MD. What is MD? It's probably something super easy and I don't know. Alright, so let's see here. No, I'm going to get the bigger one for my other truck. Love them. I got a coupon code last year. $1,600 out the door. Where'd you get it at? 100 off, and they're off. They are more now. Yeah, I bet. Anyone got a 32 or 36 Gravely stand-up? Which would you choose or recommend? 36 for sure. 32. I don't know. 36 inches. The smallest I like to go with, anything that you stand on. One con on ramp is tailgate is off, so I'm out of my backup camera. Oh yeah, that sucks. Anyone know how you can install a camera on a ramp on? Yeah, you know, it's funny. That's my new thing I'm going to do this year or next year. I'm going to make sure that all the trucks have a reverse camera on the rear view at all times. Like there's no need to have it not be on because you can't see behind you anyway. So you might as well just have it always on even when you're driving. So that's the new thing I want to do for next year. And I need to buy those cameras as soon as possible because I want to work on that in the wintertime when all the trucks are here. So I definitely want to do that. Via Guatemala. Nice. Maryland. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you, Howard. Maryland. Thank you. So, yeah, so if you need new setups, you got to do it fast. You got to do it now. Don't do it at the last minute because then you're going to be wishing that you did it earlier. So that's what always happens, you know. So anyway, guys, we've been on here for quite a while. Is there any questions that I can answer or anything that we can talk about real quick? I haven't checked to see how much we did this week. Let me see if I can do that really fast. It's kind of something I guess I've been doing every week. Try Moan Go System, $1,800. Where's that? Where do you get that at? Because I also want to try to find some place I could drive to and just pick it up. Mow and Go trailer. Mow and Go Systems. $1,800 shipped. Yeah, I mean, from the pictures, it looks pretty easy. Wonder what the difference is with that, with the ramp rack, other than, you know, it goes all the way and it's got the lift assist, I think. Maybe they don't even come with the lift assist. I like them. Let me see where they are located. So, Del Arturo has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know where they are located. Sorry, I don't know if I missed any questions. Oh, Miami. Yep. I would love to go there, but I'm not driving all the way there for a ramp rack. Oh, by the way, who's going? Anybody going to Service Autopilot Conference? And when are those tickets going to go up sale? I'm going, and I'm going to take somebody. So I'm looking forward to that. We also are going to Las Vegas for the Irrigation Association, and I'm taking. It's me and three of the sprinkler techs that are going. I booked the flights for everybody. Well, one guy wants to drive because he wants to rent a car and have it while he's there. It's pretty smart. But it's going to take him 6 hours to get there. It's going to take us 25 minutes. So, yeah, so far that's what I have planned. I've got, Dallas in November, if that's when the conference is, I'm guessing, and Las Vegas in December. Hopefully it doesn't snow. I'll be really stressed out if it snows. But anyway, I'm going to save this Mow and Go. It seems like legit and at a good price. swing arm system. Yeah, I gotta look at these. I just gotta like take my time. Oh, another thing I want to do this year is the guys that are pushing the driveway and walkways with snow this year on the residential properties that are just taking the smaller trucks with no plows. I want to have like that bike rack or whatever it is on the back where they can put the, you know, the snow blower and shovels and salt on there. Did anybody know anything like that? Because I want to get those too. The salt spreader should be able to fit on there, a snow blower, and, you know, obviously shovel. Just a nice setup that's back there that can be driven from house to house for snow season. So I haven't figured out how many people are working. A guy from last year, he's gonna go. He's not gonna work this winter. He's gonna go back to his country and stay there for all winter and come back in the spring. And I'm a little sad about that because he was really good in the wintertime. But he wants to do that. That's completely fine. And another guy who was plowing last year, well, he was basically doing residential properties, but he was plowing some of those residential properties because they were so big. His truck had a plow on it. He doesn't want to do snow. He's told me he'd rather just not work in the wintertime. So, but anyway, I got so many guys that want to work this winter that I'm not really worried about it. So anyway, guys, I think I'm calling it a day unless there's a last quick question. It is open and everyone, or just SA users. No, it's open to everybody. I've actually met people there that didn't even have Service Autopilot software, but that is the best conference that I've ever gone to. Only thing is I've gone so many times that I started getting tired of kind of like the same talks. I love the people. Like, the reason why that conference is so good is because everybody basically does the same thing we do. Everybody there has a mow route and basically do reoccurring services. That's basically what everybody with that software does. And so you can really relate to everybody, anybody there, even the big dogs, the ones that have a lot of accounts. They still pretty much do what you're doing. So it's really easy to talk to everybody because people are just different scales, right? But it's all basically mowing, you know, for the most part. There are sprinkler guys, there's landscapers, there's companies that just use our software for a certain division, but not all their divisions. But I think it's the best conference as far as people going. So basically, you're going for the food. The food is really good. Have you been there, Lawnscapes? The food is really good there. They don't go cheap on that. It's really good stuff. No, if I were to go, it's basically for the people, like for the other, like attendance people, like the other business owners, because like I said, we all basically, those that do use the software basically run their business very similar. So it's good to get ideas because pretty much the way they're doing it, you can apply it to your business if you felt like it was really good way of doing things. So that's why I love that conference. I was able to relate to everybody really good. And at the beginning, it was thrown by, and it's still thrown by Jonathan Potoshnik, but it won't be this year. He won't be a part of that anymore. But, the early days that I was, the early days of SA, it was really cool to hear him speak. And he actually had the best talks always. Even when they brought in speakers from like paid speakers, I think his talks were always the best. because he knows what we do. He knows like the mindset that we're in, and so you can just relate to his talk better than anybody else's. And he's seen some big businesses, and from what everybody says, and he knows, and everybody agrees and guarantees or whatever, that he has this giant lawn care business that I'm sure is true. I just don't know for sure the whole ins and outs, because apparently he doesn't do anything with it but collect a check. So if that's the case, then he has a really big business and people can relate to. And so if he's talking about building a business, you know that he's done it. So that's kind of why I liked hearing his talks early on, but I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to be heading out. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you on the next one. I didn't do my numbers, but I really do need to go. We had a pretty decent week, so should have been really good. All right, guys. Talk to you later.